Verse 11 and verse 12 today in our section from Luke's Gospel seem to contradict each other completely. In verse 11, the angels from heaven announce to the shepherds the great news, the good news. It's world-shattering. A new king is born who will be Saviour. And who can be the Saviour? Because he's great and mighty. He's in David's line. He is the Lord himself. And then verse 12, the shepherds are given the sign. And maybe we're expecting a great sign. Oh, it's so disappointing. It's so normal. It's so poor. It's so weak. They're to find a baby wrapped in swaddling cloths and laid in a feeding trough. A baby. So helpless, just so nothing. Just a nobody, a baby. How can this be the great rescuing king? How can weakness be such good news? But actually, these verses fit together perfectly. As we saw yesterday, the birth of Jesus in weakness is all of a piece with his death in weakness. And yet it's that weakness that is God's power and strength. It's through his suffering that he will be the rescuing Saviour. So maybe you're someone who finds the swaddling wound baby, Jesus, so much more approachable and attractive than the wounded, grown-up Jesus. But the awesome and challenging news of the Bible is that they are one and the same. Here at the beginning is the shape of things to come. Here is God with us, wrapped up in weakness and helplessness, but strong to save us. It's in and through his vulnerability that he is victorious to be our Saviour. And as Christians, as a church, the way of the manger, the way of the cross, the way of God, the way to world-changing good news is through weakness, through discouragement, through vulnerability. Not despite those things, through them. So let's not shy away from those things, even as we display them in our lives and in our church life together.